All right, so check it out. You officially have your scratch cat moving around the screen. You're like highly disappointed. You're like, this is the lamest thing I've ever done. Some of you have already quit, but for those of you who are hanging around, good job. Way to persevere. Now we're going to get into some different stuff. So here's what I'm thinking. Our cat, yeah, we can move him around like this, but it's kind of tedious to have to press the arrow key all the time. Maybe what I want is I want my cat to just start moving. Like when I start my game, I just want the cat just to start moving around the screen. And I want to be able to use the keys on the keyboard to like change what direction the cat is going. Now, you're going to have to get used to this idea of coding. If you really want to do this, you're going to have to get used to the idea of just killing your babies. So sometimes you'll code something, you make it work, and you'll be like, you know what? I don't want that anymore. We're going to kill our figuratively, not literally. We're going to take all of our code and we're going to throw it in the trash. I know, so sad. But I want this thing to be clean because we're going to make the cat move and we're going to make it better. So make sure you clean up this little code area. There's nothing in there. You can even scroll. You go, see how I'm scrolling up and down? Sometimes kids will have something and they'll be like, okay, I don't have any code. And I'm like, hey, you do? Look way down there. Oh, there it is. So make sure it's all cleaned up. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a new event. So we're going to tell Scratch, hey, instead of just doing the arrow key thing, we're going to try something different. Oops. Okay. We're going to say when the green flag is clicked. In a lot of Scratch games you'll play, the green flag is how you start a game. So we're going to say, hey, when the game starts, when this little green go flag is pressed, I want something to happen. What I want to happen is I want this cat to start moving, and I don't want it to stop moving. I want it to keep moving and moving until I tell it to like change a direction. Well, here's the deal. We could, don't do what I do. Don't do what Donnie Don't does. I could say, hey, when the green flag is clicked, move 10 steps. But that's no good. Nobody wants to play that game. Okay. We're going to make a loop. The cool thing about a computer is computers are really good at doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. As you learn how to code more and more, you realize computers are basically just good at just doing the same thing over and over and over again. It's why we like them, because they do things for us that we don't want to do over and over and over again. For example, if I take this, so I'm in control. It looks like the same color as events, but it's different. Control. It's orange, right? If I take this thing that says forever, kind of looks like a Tyrannosaurus Rex lost its teeth, right? There's the mouth, there's the head. Okay. I take this thing and I drag it and I connect it to my little flag. I'm going to say when the green flag is clicked, I want you to do something. Notice how there's this space in the middle here? This has to go inside the dinosaur's mouth. If it doesn't, it's not going to work. We're going to say, hey, forever, Scratch, move that cat one step. All right. Remember, if it's not in there, it's not going to work. I'm going to press the green flag and let's see what happens. Look, Ma, no hands. I know you can't see me, but I'm not touching anything. Scratch is just moving the cat. Here, like, I'll bring him back. Hey, get back here. Get back here. Hey, I told you to stop. Okay, I can stop him. I can press the little stop button. That stops my entire game. I press the green flag again. Game goes again. Notice how this is all like lit up over here. Do you see that when I press the green flag? See how all this stuff lights up? See, what's happening is Scratch is doing this thing. It's saying, hey, I want you, as long as there's still electricity, as long as the red button has been pressed, I want you to move one step forward. And see how there's a little like kind of arrow that goes back up? This is what we call a forever loop, because Scratch just keeps going back up here and going, okay, do you want me to move one step? Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, I'm back up here. Do you want me to move one step? Yeah, cool. Okay, I'm going to go back. Oh, I'm going to go back up here. Do you want me to move one step? Yeah, sure. Okay. Boy, I told you computers are good at doing the same thing over and over again. I was already exhausted just saying that out loud. The cool thing is the computer is doing this like basically 1,000 times a second. It's just being like, you want me to move? Great. Want me to move? Great. Want me to move? Great. Okay, it just keeps doing it forever and ever and ever. Now you're sitting there going, all right, cool. I got my cat to do that. Still don't know how this is a game. True. Good point. All right, let's fix it. Press the stop button. If you're like me, it drives you nuts when things are moving around. We're going to go back to events. Now we're going to tell Scratch to do something a little different. We're going to say, hey, now that we get this cool forever loop thing, and the cat will move by itself, I want to make the cat change directions. So I'm going to go back to events, and I'm going to say, oh, this win space key is pressed. I'm going to do a couple of these. I don't want the space key. What I want is I want the left arrow and I want the right arrow. Notice how these don't have to touch. This doesn't connect to that or that. So these don't have to touch this forever loop. Whoops. Don't do what Donnie Don't does. Okay. Now here's the deal. What I want is when I want the game to start, I want the cat to be moving, and if I press the left arrow key, I want the cat to start going this way. If I press the right arrow key, I want the cat to start going that way. So we're going to go back to motion. This time we're not going to use move. We're going to use this thing, turn. See how there's two of these? One says like turn to the right 15 degrees and turn to the left 15 degrees. All right, for you big kids, if you've already done geometry, you know what degrees are. If you haven't done geometry yet, welcome to geometry. When the left arrow key is pressed, turn left. We'll just leave this alone, 15 degrees. When the right arrow key is pressed, turn right 15 degrees. All right, here comes the moment of truth. Let's press the green flag. Okay, he's moving. Oh, look. And he's moving very slow. Can we speed him up? Certainly. We can do whatever we want. Hey, let's take this move one step. Let's change it to 3. Okay, let's see what happens now. Oh, he's moving faster. Oh, that's kind of cool. What happens if I turn this into like 5? Oh, he's moving a lot faster now. Moving like too fast. If I turn this to like 10. Whoa, he's zooming. Ah! I crashed. Okay, that's kind of fun. All right, now I know what you're doing. So a bunch of you have been like, what happens if I make him move 1,000,000? Well, you make this number too big, he goes across the screen so fast you can't even see him. But try it. It's fun. It's fun. You type in, okay, let's just do it right now. Let's just be like, okay, let's see. But make him move 1,000 steps when I press the green flag. Yep, he's gone. He's gone. I lost him. Oh no, he flew off the thing. Okay, you gotta be careful. All right, if you're like me and you lost your cat, you can stop your game and you can type in down here 0, 0, and your cat will come back to the middle. See that X and Y? This is a preview of how to hack Scratch. If you lose your cat, you're like, I have no idea where he went. Just take these two numbers and change it back to 0, 0, and they'll go back to the center of the screen. Okay, that's kind of cool, right? We just made a cat that, if I'm being honest, kind of felt like he was more like a car, right? You think about that. I press the button, he's going, and then I can make him turn kind of like a car. Let's turn this cat into a car. How are we going to do that? Well, that's a good question. Well, later on, I'm going to probably try and teach you how to draw your own stuff, because sometimes I think the best way to do it is just to make your own. But for now, let's try something. If you notice, I went over here to this little thing that says costumes. So a costume is like an outfit you try on, right? So right now we have the cat, which is fine. But maybe I want to, oh, that was too fast. I need to back up. You see I click this little kitty cat looking thing? It says choose a costume. Let's choose a costume. Oh, lots of stuff. Animals, people, fantasy. I wonder if there's a car we can use. Type in car. Oh, there's a food truck. Oh, that's awesome. All right, I want a food truck. I like tacos. All right, now we've got a cool food truck. It's a little big. We might have to shrink it down, right? Let's go back to our code. We're going to do one more thing. This truck I picked is way too big. We're going to shrink him down. See that says size 100? That's 100% full size. I'm going to shrink my taco truck down to like 25%, maybe even like 10. I want him to be pretty small, maybe 15%. All right, that's big enough. Now, when I press the green flag, Tacos, get your tacos. Now, what's kind of cool here at this point is starting to look a little bit like a video game, isn't it? We're not quite there yet, but think about it. In just 2 videos, you went from, boy, I can barely get this cat to move around the screen by pressing the buttons repeatedly, to now you're driving a taco truck around, I guess, a void, nothing. I think in the next video, we'll talk about how we can add in a more interesting background so that way our taco truck isn't just driving in nothingness.